Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel once again. So today is the day 6th of Christmas Day series, and we are learning all the Christmas elements which is needed for this Christmas. So we have learned so far all these things: bubbles, gift boxes, gift ribbons, Christmas tree. So if you want to refer to all these videos, you can get a link into my description section and learn how to draw all these things step by step. So in today's video we are going to learn about cake and pastries. So let's start with first one. So I'm going to cover few cakes, then cupcakes and pastries, different size of pastries and all those things, and some other elements as well. So we can start with the cake. So for the cake we also need a bit of perspective as well. So if you want to draw a normal cube or a rectangle, round kind of shape, it's totally fine, but perspective is also important to draw. So that's why I'm creating an oval kind of shape at the top, but this is not like a big oval, this is like a thin oval. And then you can create a shape like this. You can repeat the same thing for longer cake. So again you can create an oval kind of shape, and then you can create a box like this. So size is totally depend on how much bigger your cake should be. The third one is multi-layered cake. In this one I'm creating again like this one, but smaller in size. And then we need to create another layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm starting from the center and creating an oval shape like this. But again remember, do not create a very big oval. So that's why I'm removing the bigger one and creating a little bit smaller. And then you can again convert this into a cake. So one cake after another, and you can repeat the same thing for multiple layers. So I'm creating only 3 layers here, and now you can see we have 3 cakes one after another. Now to decorate all those things, you can create a cake tray at the base, creating again an oval kind of structure and a stand. You can repeat the same thing for other cakes as well if you want to. Remember, the tray oval shape is very fine and very close to the cake. It should not be at distance. Now let's trace everything with the help of pen. So nothing fancy in here, I'm tracing everything with the help of pen so that you can see things clearly. You can use normal ball pen also, or you can do all these things with the help of pencil. I'm using this waterproof needle pen. And if you are using line and wash technique to paint all these things, you can definitely need a pen which is waterproof. Now it's time to decorate all these cakes. So I'm decorating with something like this, having cream in it, and then you can place some cherries at the top. You can add some other elements if you want to, but I'm keeping it simple. So I'm adding some cherries, some leaves, and creating some borders. You can add some extra shade around the cream, and then you can do some extra shading in the tray area as well. And also create a candle. So create 2 vertical line and create candle like this. Now for second one, I'm dividing this into 3 sections so that it should more look like a cake. And then again creating same cream pattern at the top section, shading it, and then adding some extra element at the top. So again I'm creating some flowers and leaves and candle for this one as well. I'm not focusing much on decorating stuff because learning how to draw a basic cake shape is more important than doing all these things, because you can do all these things in your own way. So I'm not concentrating much on decoration. And then for third one, again I'm creating some flowers around each layer. So we have 3 layers, so I'm creating flowers accordingly in a alternate direction, left and right. Then you can do some more decoration in the cake. You can add some candles, you can do some extra shading and detailing. You can also create some cream form like this. You can decorate all these things based on your choice, it's totally fine. And for the third one, I'm adding little bit extra shade at the base also, because tray is not here, so we need some extra shading at the base to get some more defined perspective. Now let's jump into cupcakes. So I have two versions of cupcakes. One is simple if you are a beginner and you are finding it difficult to draw. So first one is for you. So create a cup kind of shape like this, and then create cream area, creating an oval shape one after another from bigger size to the smaller size, and you will get multiple layer of creams at the top and then base like this. And then you can trace everything with the help of pen so that you can see things clearly, and it's very easy to draw. So if you are a beginner, you are finding it difficult to draw, you can draw something like this and paint it accordingly. Now create some lines for the cake mold. Let me show you a better version to create this. So if you learn how to draw the basic one, you can try this one. So for this particular one, I'm creating again a basket kind of shape, and then I'm creating some zigzag kind of pattern like this in a oval kind of shape. So I did it in both the direction, left to right and right to left. And then you can define your cream area, and for the cream I'm creating some random pattern into it. So you can create something like this, it gives a very nice effect rather than creating an oval kind of shape one after another. And then you can create some random pattern like this. I think my cup shape is not good, so let me do it again. Now around each pattern that we have created, create line against those, and once you add all these lines, you can see the cupcake wrapper very clearly. Let me trace everything first with the help of pen, and then we are going to do some extra shading and detailing into it. This one is far better than the previous one, so you can do either the first one or you can choose this particular one. Cream section is totally up to you, like how you want to decorate it. You can put some cherries at the top, or you can define your own shape of cream, whatever you like to draw. But as far as cupcake mold is concerned, you can do something like this, like I have done for the second one. Now let's learn some different shapes of pastries as well. So create a round kind of shape like this, and then you can add cream section in between. You can highlight the cream section a little bit so that you can get two different sections. You can give some extra shading and detailing. You can put some cream at the top. Again, these things are totally up to you, but this is the basic structure. Right now, to add little bit perspective in it so that you can see the width of this particular piece of cake, you need to define some extra section like this, and then you can shade it. See, adding one simple structure gives you a very different perspective. Now let's create one donut. So create a round kind of shape like this. This is slightly towards oval but more like a round, and then define the thickness of the donut. So do not create a very big base, create something smaller like mine. and then create a curve at the center and then cover that curve with some round kind of shape. So with this particular structure we have created a hole in between, and we are done with our donut. You can do some extra shading and detailing. It's totally fine, so I'm not going to show you all these things because it's simple and you have learned everything about it. Now let me create a piece of pastry. So this is more like a box kind of shape. So if you have learned how we can draw the gift boxes in my previous video, we are going to do the same thing for this particular piece of cake. So I'm creating a cube kind of structure with all the parameters and rules that we have learned in my previous video, and then you can decorate all these things with some cream section and cherry at the top or flowers at the top, doing some extra shading and detailing in the cake section. So again I'm repeating the same thing what we did for the cakes. Something like this you can do for a piece of cake. Let's learn about triangle pastry. We can keep the pastry in two different directions like these, and we can decorate it, and it's fine, but it does not have any perspective in it. So let me decorate all these things first, and then I'll show you how we can add perspective in these piece of cakes. This one I'm creating side section, something like this. Make sure your side section is not too big or not too small. So the proportion of side section and top section should be something like this. And see, now you can see the perspective of this particular pastry better. Now for the second one I'm creating rectangle kind of structure at the base so that we can see the whole perspective of this particular piece of cake. So defining all this perspective is important when you are drawing something. So I always insist everybody to learn all this perspective so that you can create some realistic version of all these elements. Then you can add candles and all those things. You can add flowers, leaves, pattern, or anything to decorate all these stuff. And we are almost done with today's video, I guess. But let me show you one more thing, that is ice cream. So create a cone. It's going to be super simple, and I'm creating 3 scoops of ice cream at the top. Then I'm doing some hatching process at the cone area to get some extra shading, and you can define some shading in the ice cream area, and we are done. So I'm hoping all these elements are helpful for you guys. Please do let me know if you have any kind of feedback for me, and thank you so much for watching my videos, supporting me, commenting on my videos. I really appreciate all your comments, and thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.